homers.
Yeah.
I'm not going to bury him this time, but I will say this: the simple analysis to me is, as Pedro Alvarez goes, so go the Pirates' ability to contend this year.
I think what you can say about Pedro Alvarez is he's going to be the kind of hitter that drives you nuts.
He's driving you nuts.
No,
now.
I'm serious. Yeah. He's going to be a guy who's going to do this. He's going to go through stretches where he's 3 for 38, and you're going to want to strangle him. And then he's going to come back and he's going to hit 450 for 2 weeks and hit 12 home runs.
Let's see what happens.
And they're going to say, "Wow, he's back." There have been guys like that in baseball forever. Who all kinds of potential, show flashes of it, and then frustrate the hell out of you because they go through stretches where they can't make contact with the ball.
Well, Adam LaRoche is typical of that. And, of course, Adam LaRoche put it together for one whole season last year in Washington. It's one of the reasons they won. He's typical of that. Adam LaRoche was a Pirate for a while.
Right.
I saw that. He was hitting like 150.
He couldn't hit until June. Yeah.
But, the bottom line is this is a homegrown kid. You want to see this kid develop into a star.
He's not a kid anymore. He's 27.
Well, I'm with you. He's a homegrown guy, though. You want to see him develop into a guy who can hit 30 homers. I said at the beginning of the year he should hit between 30 and 40. We're 2 weeks in, he's got none. So I don't know how he's going to hit 30 or 40.
He's on pace to hit none right now.
He's on pace to hit none. To put it in a nutshell, I'm extremely excited about what I saw this past week. I want to see what McDonald does tonight. I want to see what Pedro Alvarez does this week. Check back with me in 7 more games on Alvarez, and we'll have a pretty good. If he's still struggling 3 weeks into the season, there's trouble in River City. You're
going to give him the end of April. End of April.
Give him another week. I want to see him see him hit 1 or 2 homers here.
Like see him make contact.
See him
hit a loud foul ball.
It looks terrible.
See, I don't know. Obviously, you know how I feel about the Pirates, and I'm just a tad cynical about them. You have to look at it. It's like when the Penguins were going bad there for a short stretch, and Ken wanted to fire the coach, and people were panicking. In that case, it was an 81 games. Well, in this year, obviously,
I still think Bosman should have been fired last year. I think let's see how he does in the playoffs.
I'm talking about this year.
Okay.
When they lost like 3 games in a row.
This year. Yeah, no, this year. That's crazy. They swept the Reds. That's a nice thing to do. The Reds are the team they got to beat. The Reds are the team that's favored in the division. They came in and they swept them. The problem that if you're looking at the Pirates, the problem that you have, you can look at it 2 ways. The problem is that Walker is struggling, hitting-wise, hitting .214 early. Alvarez, as you just said, is struggling. Barmas, your shortstop.
And he's just looking like he's going to be the same guy.
That's 3/4 of your infield.
No, but what I'm saying is that the other way of looking at that is you say, look, they're doing okay, and those guys haven't come around yet. So there's 2 different ways of looking at it. We're not going anywhere if these guys keep playing the way they're playing, or hey, these guys aren't going to play the way they've been playing, and this is a good sign because we're doing okay without them.
I'm going to go back to what drives you crazy, and that is I'm just living for the next 5 to 6 years. And I know it drives you nuts. But what I love so far this year, I'm going to stick. What I love so far this year is 50% of my predictions coming true. Has already come true. Marte and Cole are going to be legitimate stars.
Cole hasn't come true yet.
I said 50%. Okay. And we're only 2 weeks hit. This 50% hasn't come true.
Right.
But we're on track to Marte being a legitimate young star developed by the system. I will stand by the fact when they bring up Cole and he actually has something to play for, he's going to be unreal up here. And that's how they're going to do it. And you're going to see, by the end of this season, you are going to see the pieces in place for the Pirates to win the division, and they will be starting to be picked to win the division starting next year by somebody legitimate besides a guy in Seattle. Someone's going to say, you know what, they've got the young talent to win the division, that has not happened in 20 years.
Wouldn't shock me.
I think that, barring injury, barring Marte or McCutchen or Cole blowing out something, that'll happen. The other players, including guys like Neil Walker, are periphery players. They have to be like Jay Bells. They have to be good, but they don't have to be great.
Right.
They have to be Jeff King. They got to be good. They don't have to be great. The players that are going to have to be great to lead them to a division title, which I have predicted in the next 3 years, are Marte, McCutchen, and Cole. They have to be great.
What about Alvarez?
Alvarez doesn't have to be great. He's got 30, 40 homers and bat .220.